Drake Bell video, take one. Okay. Alright. What's going on, guys? It is Radigan from Radigan's Corner. And this is Sacrifice and Brian in the Vids. Yep. So today's video, I'm going to talk about Drake Bell, because you, of course, know him from Drake and Josh, but he also is a musician as well. Now, when I think about music now in the 2000s and like the 2010s, I'm not like a huge fan. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like certain artists and stuff like that, but I just feel like that it's all the same, the style, and it's not like that new as and interesting as it was in like, you know, the 70s or 60s in a sense. But for some reason with Drake Bell's music, it kind of feels like, you know, it is in a sense like nostalgic, but it's also in the now as well. So you realize that people can like play rock and roll, because I sometimes wonder what music is technically rock and roll. But I would consider like certain, if like you asked me what artist I think does rock and roll music, I would say Drake Bell. Now I feel like some people would laugh because like I think it's like the thing about like with Drake Bell, I feel like it's like some people laugh because, you know, we saw him on, everybody saw him on TV when we were little, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. And people might make fun of like saying, oh, you listen to Drake as for music. And there was like a time I thought that it was goofy to listen to people from like Nickelodeon or something music, but you know, like any music is good music if you listen to it.
Yeah, of course.
And the thing I feel like too is like it's not so like kiddish as well, his music. Like like he actually cursed in some of his songs, like during Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Like Highway to Nowhere. Like he like uses the S word. Like yeah.
And he also says trying to get high without you.
Yeah. And yeah, oh right, I didn't even notice that.
And in the Zoe one, or in the Nickelodeon version, like let's say Zoe 101, he said trying to get by.
Right, trying to get by. Yeah. And then like in like Do What You Want, he's like, I bet you don't give a damn. Yeah, like
I bet you don't give a, but he actually does censor it. Like it's totally like a joke.
Yeah, as a joke and stuff like that. So I guess like with basically this video is I'm just gonna talk about like probably like his catalog in a sense, and you know, almost like how because like we all three like, you know, grew up watching Drake and Josh, and you know the funny thing was both, you know, Josh and Drake were so funny in the show. For now I said Josh and Drake, you know, like,
it's the other way around.
Yeah, the other way around. It sounds better. Yeah.
Wait, Drake like the rapper?
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. It's like when you say you listen to Drake, I know people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, like I love Drake," and I'm like, I'm talking about Drake Bell, you know? Yeah.
Was he the one that wrote Hot White Bling?
Yeah. No,
Drake Bell is much better.
Drake Bell is the better Drake. Sorry, Drake. I really don't know you, but if you watch this, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you, Drake. But Drake Bell, you rock.
You better hide your cell phone.
Yeah, I know. I better have my cell phone. I'm gonna get. Or you could do that. You could do that. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, so we're going to talk basically about his catalog and stuff like that. So, maybe the first thing we should talk about is his first album, Telegraph, which I gotta say, like, listening to it, like, this weekend I spent the whole weekend listening to Drake Bell's music, and you're just gonna drink soda, okay? Alright, cool.
Where's my drink?
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, like, no, I really, like, actually really was listening to his music this weekend, and, like, I was listening to the full album, Telegraph. I wanted to actually buy it, I mean, because, like, some of his music I was able to find on Amazon Music, but for some music, like, it wasn't on there.
Right.
So, like, I tried to go on iTunes to even buy the album, because I was willing to buy the album, but it wasn't even on iTunes.
It was probably it's probably like the only album of his that's like not in every streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I looked for it. It's a good album too, and I was trying to look for it because I wanted to add it to my Spotify, but it wasn't there. So I typed it on Google, and it will just show you like where it's available, just like that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was available on was iHeartRadio.
Yeah, no, that was the same when I found it. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like there were about like two or three songs on there that were already on other stuff.
Right.
Like I think 3 of them were already on the Drake and Josh soundtrack.
Yeah, because I think that's on Amazon. I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because like the album, so I listened to it on YouTube, and like some of the songs were from Drake and Josh, like certain songs like Hollywood Girl, Down We Fall. Of course, I Found a Way because that was the theme song, and and then
Highway to Nowhere.
Oh yeah, Highway to Nowhere, and even the song Don't Preach, which is also when Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood.
Yes.
And so basically, like maybe we'll start with like talk about like I Found a Way. Like,
we have to start with that.
I Found a Way was just like, I mean, it's what introduced me to Drake and Josh when I first watched it. Like it was that intro that like there was something about that intro you just loved, you know, like the whole style of the song was just really good.
Oh, of course.
And then when you listen to
catchy.
yeah, exactly. And then when you listen to the full version, because keep in mind, like, the theme song is just like an edited version that, because it's only like supposed to be like 30 seconds almost.
Right.
So like, but for instance, like when you listen to the full song, it's a really like good rock song in a sense. And what was so interesting about like Drake was, I think, like, you know, like 16 at the time, and like he wrote the song with music producer Michael Corcoran, who also goes by Backhouse Mike, and he and Drake collaborated on a lot of songs together. And actually, Backhouse Mike has done a lot of stuff for Dan Schneider's shows. Like he wrote certain Victoria songs, like Five Fingers to the Face.
Yeah.
He did the theme song to Sam and Cat.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh.
And he has a song in Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood, the beginning song in the intro in Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood. Like, I really love that song, and that's like his song, yeah.
Right.
And so he wrote the song with Drake, and I think like you hear him on backing vocals as well. Like, I think like that last part, like when he goes like the woo hoo hoo, like, you know, like, yeah,
I think
that's Drake, but like there's like this part where like you hear like a other guy's voice or something like that.
I think it was See What's Inside.
Yeah.
Was it that lyric?
Yeah, something like that. And it's so funny. Like, well, I think we also gotta talk about what this song is. The music video for this with Drake and Josh.
When I watched that music video today, it gives me chills. And
exactly.
It makes me feel like a kid again because it was basically like for Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's sort of inspired from one of the later episodes of season 1 when Josh was helping them film.
Oh, right. It's like, how about, no, a music video? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll direct it. Yes. Oh, wait, no, maybe. Oh, no, I got the line wrong. It's, and I'll direct it. Maybe. I love that, yeah.
And then the music video
starts, yeah.
And Josh was like fooling around, like trying to gather.
Yeah.
He was like being the director, of course.
Well, I love that scene in the video where he snaps on like a lemonade cones. You know, the director chair is like, yeah. And then, no, like, he's like, I mean, Josh is so funny in the video. And like, in a sense, like, you know, with certain songs, like, I mean, there's like, well, especially with I Found a Way, there's this version where you see Drake and Josh like sitting in it, like where Drake's playing it on guitar.
Yeah,
behind the scenes. They played it at the end of the Theater Thug episode, which is weird because that was like that scene of them was in 2004, and Theater Thug came out in like 2006.
Yeah.
So it was weird how they played that, but it's like it's kind of funny like seeing like Josh being comedic with the songs and stuff like that.
It kind of shows more of their friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't. I mean, it was probably planned.
Yeah.
But like the vibe of it wasn't planned at all. Like,
yeah.
I think all they basically did was like, oh, to sit down, we'll just play the theme song.
And having fun too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like in the video, it just shows like the friendship between them in a sense.
Drake could not stop laughing whenever Josh was doing something.
Yeah, exactly. And like especially like with the video, what's funny is because like I think was that a promo for Drake and Josh or no? Like
that clip?
No, the music video.
Oh, it was probably definitely a promotion.
Yeah, because you would think it would definitely be a promotion for Drake and Josh.
It was both.
Yeah, because it seemed like it was not a music video for Drake as like a solo artist. It was more for like Drake and Josh.
I think for both.
I mean, probably for both.
But
yeah.
But definitely because it's the theme song to Drake and Josh, and they had Josh Peck in it also.
Well, I think the thing was that like Drake was already into music by the time, so I think it was like they made a deal that I think that like some of his songs will be on the show or something like that.
Because he was also, before Drake and Josh, he was on the Amanda Show.
Right, with Josh as well, yeah.
Yeah, with Josh Peck and Dan Schneider. And around the second season of Amanda Show, I think late season 2, he let Drake do a performance around, I think, either between the middle and the end of the episode.
Yeah.
He performed a song. And he was still into music before Drake and Josh.
Right.
And I guess, like, Dan Schneider decides to like keep that as his character.
Yeah.
Like, be into music.
And I thought that was good. I mean, like the thing that's funny about it is like how Drake and Josh is like what Drake is like throughout the show he comes out to be kind of like an idiot type of character, but like he's a really like even if you see him like play guitar though it's like he always like it seems like he's really good at it.
Yeah, and it was definitely really him playing.
Yeah, like, definitely.
Have someone else play or like they pre-recorded.
Yeah, no. It was totally him. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing that was interesting was I mean definitely that he played music at the time because it still amazes me how like how he was like especially with Telegraph and the album It's Only Time he was like 19 and 20 on both of those albums. And the funniest thing is like I'm 21 and like this guy was like making albums and stuff like that and was on a hit TV show. That was like the thing.
It's almost like Billie Ellis.
Yeah.
She started at 16. and she started trending all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so interesting whenever you see a musician who was like 20 or 21, like, you know, coming out like this great sound coming out of a 20 or 21-year-old kid. I mean, you've seen it with Elvis, you've seen it with the Beatles, you know, and you just see it with every artist. And that was like another thing with Drake's music is like he really was influenced by the older styles. Like he was influenced by the Beatles, Elvis, Buddy Holly. He loved Led Zeppelin as well.
Stray Cats.
Yeah, Stray Cats, which we'll talk about that a little later on.
Yeah.
And well, the one thing too is he also, I mean, this is a little off topic, but he was also into like the comedy styles of like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis for Drake and Josh. Like he always loved those duo comedies, like even like with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, especially when they both did a cover of Soul Man, you know.
Yeah. Especially that Drake and Josh episode, they did the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, when they did Soul Man, like cause it's just like. It's so interesting to see like somebody who, you know, like you grew up like watching or something, like really liking like their show, and then they realize like they have other stuff that you like too, you know, like other types of artwork. Yeah. And okay, so another song on this album, which we'll talk a little bit about, is like the song called Circles, which I know you were saying you don't know that much about, like you know.
Yeah, I've been meaning to hear that song.
Yeah. Like, the reason why I talk about it is because Josh Peck actually did the beatboxing on that song, because there's beatboxing, and he plays beatboxing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did that. I was finding that out. Like, it's like I found it out through like certain trivia throughout. Like, like I found like certain facts, like Josh beatboxed on that song and stuff like that. And then another song I like on that album is Somehow. Like it's like the fourth song on the album, and it's got like kind of like like a mystic type of vibe. It's definitely got like 2000s rock. I mean, definitely in this album you definitely hear like 2000s rock, but you also hear kind of like a sound that maybe you could hear in the 70s or 80s with certain songs. Like for instance, there's this song that he does on the album called Golden Days, and with Golden Days it's almost like the thing with the song is it has like this vibe that's almost like the Doors song People Are Strange, or even this song that like I listened to from the Police, which not a lot of people will know unless you're like a big Police fan, Does Everyone Stare, which was on the Police, the second album. And then another song I really liked I want to talk about is Don't Preach. And that was on Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood. Yeah, and that, like, I think is like a real... This is a song that I think it's like, definitely most of these songs have like 2000 styles, like with Circles and Somehow. But for instance, like with this song, I feel like it's got like kind of like a 60s rock type of style in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely got that, like... I think somebody was even saying on like some of his albums, it's like, you can kind of hear like the McCartney style, especially in the Telegraph album. Like, maybe like a little bit of like Paul McCartney. Like,
I never thought of that.
Yeah, like somebody was saying it was kind of like McCartney-esque kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean another great song on that album I like is In the End.
That's a good song.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that, and that's like a really like the harmonies on that is great.
Wasn't that the last song on the album?
Oh no, I think that's the fifth song. Telegraph is actually the last song on the album.
Oh, I see.
And like what was In the End? I mean that like when I hear that song for some reason, it definitely like brings me back to, even though I didn't listen to the album in 2005, it brings me back to like 2005.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's also like a feel good song.
Yeah.
But not like, cause like it's such like a slow like it feels like emotional like
yeah,
that
exactly.
Kind of song. But like at the same time it makes you feel good like emotionally.
Yeah. Like, the one thing, too, it's like there's certain songs, and I think maybe I get this because, I grew up watching Drake and Josh, so I feel like when I was listening to, like, certain songs or something like that, it brings me back to a time that was, like, like, a great time of being a child, in a sense,
Yeah.
And definitely, well, yeah, I guess we'll talk about certain songs on the album that were in the show, like, for instance, Highway to Nowhere. That's a really good song, and we were talking about how there's like even like cursing in that song. Like,
not a lot,
but yeah, there was like still some. And then, and of course, I think we first heard it on TV was with Zoe 101.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and then they brought it back for Drake and Josh Go Hollywood.
Yeah,
because they showed that clip from Zoe 101.
Yeah.
So.
And because that's the funny thing. I mean, they make it like different, like it's like because they say like a different like description of where he played. I think it's a Medley Park, they say in the show. But no, like Highway to Nowhere is actually fun and so funny. Like because you see Walter in season 4 when he's working out.
They bring that song back too. Yeah.
Because that's like nowhere. Yeah, I love that Walter's in it. And well, it's so funny, like because like there's like when it's almost like when I listen to certain music, there's like I listen to music that I'd want to work out to. Like when I work out at the gym, like there's like certain songs I want to listen to, and like definitely his songs are like stuff I want to listen to. And the reason why I say that is because of like it reminded me of that Drake and Josh episode, like the number one fan, when Wendy says like I listen to your songs when I work out. You know?
Oh
yeah, so that's what reminds me. It's like, hey, I do that too. It's
and
like
she said it so like.
Casual.
Yeah, exactly. She said it so casual.
I listen to when I work out.
Yeah, I should say that to Drake. I said, I love your songs. I listen to them when I work out. Yeah. If I ever meet him. If I ever meet you, Drake, yeah.
And also another thing, I Found a Way.
Yeah.
That was in like 3 different albums.
Yeah,
that
was.
That was like the one song that was repeated. Apparently. Yeah. Like it was on the Telegraph album.
Yeah.
It was in It's Only Time, but it was an acoustic version.
Yeah.
And the other, I bet the first time that it was released was on the Drake and Josh soundtrack.
Yeah. Because that was like a mix of certain Drake music and then a mix of some other artists they played, I think, throughout the show.
And of course, I Found a Way is that was like his first big hit.
Yeah.
Song.
I mean, I think it's such an iconic song. Oh, and you know what we gotta talk about?
And he still plays it today, which is nice.
We gotta talk about like the misheard lyric. You know how everybody talks about it.
Oh my god!
I think we need to talk about that.
That was another thing too, because he brought that up.
Yeah, he brought that up
a couple months ago.
And the funniest thing was, okay, like when I was little, because everybody thought like it's gonna take some time. It's the real lyric is it's gonna take some time to realign, but everybody thought it was gonna take some time to realize.
That's what I thought.
And like when I was little, I thought like it's gonna take some time to read a line. That's what I thought it was, to read a line. And like and I still thought that because it was like some people said it was realize, because some people would say that, like it's gonna take some time to realize. I'm like, oh, so maybe it's realized, because that sounds better than read a line. And then I realized, and then after he had that live performance like a few years ago where like they're like the people are sitting with him in the audience.
Oh, I think that was last year.
Oh, that was last year?
It was recent,
okay. Yeah, because like he has it in performance that he goes like, if you're gonna sing it right. And he goes, it's gonna take some time to realign. And then I love how he says it, because that doesn't rhyme, like realize.
I find it funny how he mentions it now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of funny because it's been like over. It's been like 15 years.
It's so funny that the word was realign, because like the thing that's so funny is like I always thought that it was read a line, and even when he said realign, I still thought he was saying read a line.
It's like the whole Laurel and Yanny thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny because I just like it's like. The one thing that's funny is, like, because I still, like, I mean, I think I know what the word realign means, but it's interesting that you would hear that type of word in, like, in a kid show, in a sense. Or just, like, because it's, like, a word you don't hear that much when people say the word realign, you know, in a sense, you know? Because, like, you never hear realign used in a sentence.
What did you think when you first heard that?
Like, did you think it was read a line or realize? Or...
Realize, I thought.
Realize?
Yeah.
I feel like most people thought it was that, because, I thought that too, so.
Yeah. And you know what I noticed too, like that, like about that song. I know we're talking so much about the song, but it was like there's like in the music video, there's like a different guitar solo than the actual one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 different guitar solos. I think I like the guitar solo in the studio version. I think better. And with the It's Only Time one, that was like an acoustic version, and the acoustic version is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like some harmonies on that, which is good. You know, it's got more harmonies on that because like with the original, it doesn't have that much harmony. You know.
I feel like when artists make like acoustic versions of their songs, it's sort of like I always see it as like a fun side thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's something like I get it brings out another like mood.
Yeah.
In a way, like acoustics version sounds more like a quiet mood.
Yeah.
But also like it can still be happy.
Well,
it's sort of like relaxing.
Yeah,
it's like a relaxing kind of.
It's like giving a new flavor to the song because it's like it was this interesting actually take I've heard of it from actually from Stin from the Police. He was saying it's like the way he sees songs is like it's like they're the beginning of a relationship. You know, you're getting like used to them and stuff like that, and then like as time goes on, when you play with the song, you can add new flavor to it and stuff like that. So, and I thought that was an interesting take, and that's probably how some musicians see it as like that is when you record a song, it's not the end because you're still going to be playing it in concert and stuff like that. It's an art form that you're going to still keep playing for probably the rest of your life or something if you keep performing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I found a way. We talked about Highway Nowhere a little bit. Yeah.
Down We Fall.
Oh, Down We Fall. Yeah. Okay.
I remember the first time I was performed was on Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
The episode with his number one fan in season 2.
Yeah, Allison Stoner. Yeah.
First time I watched that, I liked the song.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really nice. And then when I looked up the Telegraph, because I remember before I found out about the Telegraph album.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to find. I mean, it is actually on the Drake and Josh soundtrack.
Oh yeah, Down We Fall. Yeah,
which I completely forgot about. I didn't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
And then, but either way, I found it.
Right.
And I listened to the song because I was so used to the acoustic version, and then I heard more of a studio version. There was drums in it, and there was more guitar to it.
Yeah, piano.
And it made me like it even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like it was a feel good song, and like I was like, whoa, and then I realized it was 6 minutes long. I was like, of course, there was going to be more to it.
Yeah.
Because that was a short version. I expected the more lyrics, but
right.
But the part that caught me off guard was the long instrumental part.
Oh yeah. I had mixed feelings about that, honestly.
I did in the beginning, but as I kept listening to that version, like I started to like it.
Yeah. It almost, actually thinking about it, kind of reminds me of like the One on Winding Road in like instrumental in that song, like with the orchestra in that song in the Beatles, One on Winding Road. Like, I definitely think like what I also love about the song Down We Fall is I think his vocal style is really great. I mean,
especially in between the instrumental part.
Yeah, exactly. Like
there's that orchestra like part to it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, I always like that part in certain songs.
Yeah.
Like when they bring back like the orchestra part, but they make it in a way where like it's not like it's like orchestra music, but no, like they make it fit in.
Yeah. Well, and then so that those songs are interesting. So I think like you guys want to move on to the It's Only Time album?
Yeah, sure.
So with It's Only Time, that's a really good album. I was listening to like some of those songs on it. Like one of the songs I really like is A Periscope, like the first song on that album. It's like, and the thing is, it kind of has like similarity to the cover because in the cover he's like I think like in like an animated like submarine almost.
Was that what it was?
It looked like that because there's like a seal in the background. There's like a shadow of a seal.
What's so funny is like when I look at that cover album, for some reason makes me feel like it looks like a really fancy lobby, like in like an office building.
Yeah, it does in a sense. Yeah,
and that was like my first thought.
Yeah,
because like it's definitely an album you have to like really look at. And, like, where is he?
Yeah, and our Periscope kind of relates to that cover because it's like pretty much about being on a submarine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really like cheerful song because like, the thing about Drake is like he had like a lot of like cheerful type of upbeat music, and we're gonna talk more about that in the album with the song. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then another song on the album which is kind of has like a different style, but it's like it's like kind of like maybe not depressing, but like like kind of a mix of maybe. Where the melody kind of sounds a little sad at first. Do What You Want to Do.
Yeah.
It's like because that's a really good song, and I actually learned that from Brian. Like that song, like he actually showed me that song because on his YouTube channel he has a video where that song's on.
It was on my first Wilson Tech montage video I used because that was around the time I listened to that album.
Yeah, and that was
It was Do What You Want to Do.
Yeah, and I think that's a great song.
Yeah, and I Know.
I know. Oh yeah, I like that song.
There's a music video for that one too.
Yeah, I saw the music video for that. That was actually good. Yeah.
I was trying to understand what was going. Was that supposed to be his alter ego? Like, because he played two characters. He played himself and someone else.
Oh yeah.
Is that supposed to be like his alter ego? Like.
I mean, I guess.
Because that character was supposed to have like all the fame. And Drake was playing like himself where he didn't have fame.
Yeah.
Or I guess it was showing like two versions of like how it like because this is a story because like he's trying to see like how like his alter ego is getting more popularity than him.
it's so funny. Like when I listen to certain songs, it's hard for me to figure out like right away like the story of the song. Like
it takes time
because it's like you listen to the words and then you realize, oh, okay, that's what it means or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I noticed in some of his lyrics, you can even see it in Telegraph. It's like he's definitely got like this style where it's like he kind of almost has like maybe like lyrics that like. In like kind of like about success in a sense, about like being with girls and stuff like that, and almost like how he talks about how I think like in some ways maybe like not mistreated, but maybe how he like can like how some people maybe like mistreat like like think of him differently maybe because he's a celebrity in some ways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like kind of like how he writes is like how he identifies about of what you were saying like about his famous self, almost like that. Yeah. So he kind of writes songs about like how dealing with fame, I think in a sense,
Yeah.
And definitely no like yeah, I think that's a great song. But I think like one of my favorite songs on the album, which was in the finale of the Drake and Josh episode, which was "It Makes Me Happy."
That's like
Shrimp one?
Yeah, Real Big Shrimp.
Yeah, that was like his. It's sort of like you feel that it's like the next best song next to "I Found a Way."
Yeah, exactly.
Like coming from Drake and Josh, I feel like with Drake's music, like, because like it. I found it funny how like that was like another big hit of his, and that was around the end of Drake and Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
The beginning of Drake was "I Found a Way," which will always be iconic.
Yeah,
and then around the end was "Makes Me Happy."
Yeah, like he ended it with a bang almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think and the thing that's great about that song is because it's like I think somewhat personal to him because like he was actually. In the middle of filming Drake and Josh, I think this was at the end of 2005, he got into a really bad car accident. And it really, he got really injured, and it was, like, for a while, like, he didn't know how to deal with it, like, and how to deal with, like, what was going to go on. Because I think for a while he couldn't play guitar, like, he couldn't do certain stuff. And the song writing about it was kind of like his new respect for life, kind of. And the song was first, I think, played in the Zoe 101 episode, Quinn's Alpaca. Yeah. When Quinn has that alpaca that she had as a child, and so that song's played at the end when she's has that montage of being with the alpaca and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great song. I mean, it's not my. I'll never say it's maybe it's my favorite Drake song because there's other I Found a Way and Do What You Want might be my favorites, and Hollywood Girl too. Yeah. But Makes Me Happy is a really good song in a sense because it does make you can put it on when you feel good, in a sense.
Definitely, because it's all in the title. Makes Me Happy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good energetic song, and I like his new take on it on Ready Steady Go.
Right, he remade that song.
Yeah. And so
that was another good version of it too. He added 50s vibe into it.
Yeah, it's an interesting song 60s. To play on an album because if you think about it, Ready Steady Go is like a concept album because it's about 50s style music in a sense.
That was his second stage into music.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, because we were talking about that. You want to mention that about his 3 stages in music?
Apparently, what I realized, Drake Bell went through so far 3 different stages.
Yeah.
In the beginning, during his Drake and Josh days, he did the rock and roll thing, and the pop rock and roll thing, and then after Drake and Josh, a few years after Drake and Josh, I started to notice that he was really getting into the vibe of 50s, like Stray Cats and Elvis, and he was and how he loved the concept of when Mickey Mouse started, the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, and then he started to bring that into his music, with Bitchcraft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the Ready Steady Go album, and he remade Makes Me Happy with that kind of vibe. He added an instrumental in the end of that song.
Yeah.
And it really did make you. It's like a dancing vibe, in the 50s.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the piano part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially, and you hear the clapping in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's another thing too. I noticed with certain songs.
And also his third stage, we'll probably talk about later.
Yeah.
His third stage is what he's on now. He's starting to get into the modern pop music, which started with his Honest EP.
Yeah. Which, to be honest, it's I haven't because I was trying to find certain of the songs on Honest and I couldn't find them for some reason.
Well, of course, Honest.
Well, yeah, I think I don't know. Did I hear Honest? I do have to listen to. I'll be honest. I do have to listen to that song in that
honestly.
EP. Yeah, honestly. Honestly, right? Yeah, honestly. Yeah, totally. All right, so Ready, Steady, Go. So let's talk about that album because we talked about its only time Telegraph.
Yeah.
So with this album, it was an 8-year comeback pretty much because he didn't really make a studio album to 8 years. He did have an EP I think he released around like in 2011, which had a few songs on that I was actually just listening to actually. And but Ready, Steady, Go was an album that was like kind of like a rockabilly style album, like 50s style music, but like not just 50s styles, like it had other stuff on it, like like 60s rock, 70s stuff, even 80s stuff. Because mostly the album is a mix of covers. There's a few original songs on it. It was actually produced by Brian Setzer from Stray Cats, and Drake said that he grew up listening to Stray Cats, and he really liked that group.
I wonder how he reacted when.
Yeah, I know.
Did he contact them or did?
I don't know how that started, but because Drake has talked about how he's met a lot of famous people. Because I was watching something that he was talking about how he actually was when he was a kid. He played this guy in a movie that like Roger Daltrey from The Who taught guitar to him or something like that. Yeah,
must be connections.
Yeah, it must be connections. He is like, in a sense, a star from Drake and Josh, so he probably had those connections, like the Drake and Josh connections, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's been in other stuff too. But yeah, so this album was so it was a kind of like a different style album for an artist in this day and age, like, because it's like in a sense you're going back roots, like you're going back, and like I think it didn't get a lot of commercial success, but I think it's a great album. There are a lot of great songs on it. There was a cover of Billy Joel's "Still Rockin' and Rollin' Me." That was a good cover. That was a really good take on that, and I thought like it was a good style too. He really added his own flavor to it.
His remake of his old song "Makes Me Happy."
Yeah, "Makes Me Happy." Oh yeah, that was good when he did that.
He added an instrumental in the end.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
I thought it was interesting and a little strange at first that it was going to be on the album because it's a concept album in a sense because it's going back roots and because "Makes Me Happy" was more like a current song in the sense.
Well, he made it sound.
Yeah, he made it sound like kind of like that style, and I liked his version of "It's a Crazy Little Thing Called Love." There's two favorite songs that I love on this album. One is "A Sunny Afternoon" by the Kinks. He covered that song by the Kinks, and that's a really great song. Like it's like he really we're talking about adding new flavor to songs. Like this is a really interesting take of this song, and he does it in such a he sings it in great style. And I think, to be honest, I like this actually better than the actual Kinks version. I know some people might disagree with me, but I actually really like that version a lot. And it's really good. It was actually the first song I listened to on that album, and actually it is the first track on the album as well. So yeah, and but a song I really do like, and this is an original song that he wrote, which was "Bitchcraft." Maybe I just can't live without your bitchcraft. Yeah, that's a great song. And it's definitely got a 50s style. And I think Brian Setzer even added the guitar solo. I think that because he's on that song. I think he added the guitar solo.
Yeah.
And that's a really good song. And it's definitely got 50s style in a sense with that. And it's like the music video is actually pretty good. Did you ever see the music video for it? Yeah, there was a music video where he's playing in the garage and then and it's like the woman is in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's a really good song. And it's like, see, this is like the type of music I like. It's like, yes, it's got a style and a theme to it, but like he's bringing it just shows you because of course new artists know early rock and stuff like that, but they don't really acknowledge it in their music. At least Drake Bell acknowledges that type of music, and maybe it's not a music that he would stick to because of course you do got to move up with the times and stuff like that. But at least you're acknowledging that you are a fan of music in a sense by doing that stuff.
Yeah. And
that's what I kind of feel is great because that style because anybody could do because I feel like every new song nowadays there's a good chorus and stuff like that, but it's screwed up because then there's a rap part that's involved, and it kind of messes up the style of the song in a sense. I kind of feel like if you're gonna rap, just rap. If you're gonna just sing. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. And
what the thing that's great about with Drake, and I don't know if he's really. I think there's one song maybe where there's he did something with this one woman, I forget her name was. I don't know if maybe it's considered rap, but he really doesn't do that many songs with rap solos in them really. Not really. There was this one song I heard that might have been considered a rap solo from this woman. I forget her name. It was Mama something. Yeah. But no, I mean, like, this album was really great. I mean, I like the cover of the album too. You know, it's definitely that's definitely 50s rockabilly style.
He like jumps in the air. That's a cool.
That's like kind of like almost like an Elvis type of style. You know. In a sense.
Yeah, especially the way he did his hair and it's like suit. Like outfit.
And I like the song, the cover we did of California Man. That's a good one, yeah. And then Bowl. Was actually pretty good. I mean, no, it's a great album, and I think like and it really is a shame that we haven't seen like another album from him. But he's doing other stuff as well. Like this year, he actually in 2019 he released a song called I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, and if you go with me, it's pronounced in Spanish, it's like Fuego Lento, and it's a really actually good song. Like I like the style.
That's like his third stage.
Yeah, it's like his third stage of what Brian was saying earlier.
A few years after Ready Steady Go, he released the EP.
Called Honest.
And that was like the start of his third stage.
I haven't listened to that one, which I need to listen to that. Yeah.
He was starting to get into like nowadays like pop.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in going into that field. And sort of like how he did in the beginning, but exactly. But more into like there's like a little dubstep in it a little bit.
Yeah.
There's more remixes of the music.
Yeah.
But like majority of it is like more like modern day pop, and even with this new song, he's starting to get into like the Spanish culture.
Yeah, exactly, because it's definitely got a Spanish style song, and it's like I think it's a great song, and like it honestly in a sense reminds me, I don't know why, but it reminds me a little of the Max Schneider song "Turn the Lights Down Low." Like I don't know why, it has a little bit of that style. But the thing is that's great about Fuego Lento, I feel like it's not like another pop song that you hear all the time. Like it's actually got like some meaning in the song, like even the video I saw a little bit of. I thought the video was actually pretty good too. And and the thing that's good about like Drake though is like he's definitely got like a great style of singing voice. It's like the voice. Yeah. It's like a voice that you've heard in the past almost. Like it's like that style. It's like it's almost like I mean like he really I think like presents himself good with music, and I really would like to see him move forward. And to be honest, I would love to see him live too. I mean, it'd be great to see him live.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that would be an artist that I would kill to see live. Yeah, that would be really, Yeah. And the thing about, I mean, the thing, too, is, he's not so commercial, in a sense. And I guess, in a weird way, I sort of like that in a sense because
he sort of wasn't in the beginning during Drake and Josh.
Well, during the Drake and Josh, but I think it was he was more famous for Drake and Josh. He never really got that much. He never got the credit he deserved for his music. I felt like.
And now he's getting into indie.
Yeah, but now he's going in indie rock in a sense, and it's kind of but no, I think he's really a good artist in a sense, and it's I sometimes, this is the reason why I say it's kind of in a good way he's not commercial, just because when some artists who are indie then go commercial, it kind of ruins the whole brand, because then they're in the stuff.
I guess it depends.
I mean, it depends on someone. I mean, that's kind of how but I feel like with Maroon 5, it definitely, their stuff and the original stuff was really good. And then I felt like once moves like Jagger came out, which I'll say, it's a good song, but I just feel like after that they kind of went a little too commercial for me, and I just kind of lost a little interest, and especially with their new album, I lost interest, but no, and then, to wrap it up with this video with Drake, I just wanted to make this video because, we grew up watching Drake and Josh, it's, it's one of my, I mean, Drake and Josh was one of the first TV shows I watched that were kind of well, at the time for me adult humor, even though I was a kid, but and probably now if Drake and Josh came out when we were around now, we probably wouldn't watch it, but it's a funny style, and it's we watch it. I'll still watch it every now and then because for nostalgia and stuff like that,
Yeah, they're still rebooting the show.
Yeah, well, there's
Well, we don't know.
Well, we don't know for sure if it's. We know that Drake and Josh are working on something, but we don't know if it's a reboot of Drake and Josh or it's a new show. I think it might just be a new show.
It's like a 50-50 chance. Either way, I'll still go watch it.
I mean, same. But Drake's albums are worth checking out. Ready, Steady, Go, Telegraph, It's Only Time. Like I said. Telegraph, I think, is my favorite album of his. I think it's really great, and I would love if I could buy it somewhere, because it's such and not just have to listen to it on YouTube,
Drake Bell, if you're watching this, please put Telegraph on all streamings like you do on your other music.
Please.
one of your best albums.
It really is. And, okay, so I think we're going to wrap the video up. Thanks, guys, for being with me on this video.
No problem.
You guys?
Yeah.
I know, you didn't say that much.
What?
You didn't say that much.
Okay.
I don't know. Just
Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here?
My house.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We're doing it in his house. Thank you. He's letting us film in his house. Yeah. All right. I don't know.
I know what to say.
Oh, what?
Cha-cha-cha.
Okay. You can say that. Cha-cha-cha. And we're going to end with us just doing the cha-cha-cha. 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 Cha-cha-cha.
I'm Brian Rodriguez. My YouTube channel is Brian and the Vids.
Sacrifice.
Okay, I'm done with the shout-outs. Well, that's it for this video. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Don't subscribe to his channel. Don't.
Don't listen to him. He's lying.